Former Borno State Governor Senator Alimodu Sheriff has suggested that Peter Obi, the Labour Party's 2023 presidential candidate, might soon rejoin the People's Democratic Party, PDP, to pursue the 2027 presidential race. Speaking on a Lagos-based television on Monday, Sheriff revealed that credible sources indicate Obi could be planning a return to the PDP with aspirations to contest the party's 2027 presidential ticket. Sheriff also commented on the ongoing shift within opposition ranks, pointing out that both former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and Obi have their eyes set on the presidency. Well, coordinator South-South, the Obedient Movement, Onochie Osheokwu, joins us now for a chat about programs and preparations for the 2027 general election, while also reacting to the Edo State Governor Monday Okpebholo's demand on Peter Obi to seek clearance before coming to the state. Thank you so much for joining us on Newsday.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, I don't know if you have any information. How true is it that Peter Obi will be joining the PDP? And also, how is the Obedient Movement gearing up for 2027?
Thank you. Thank you very much. The issue of Obi being in any party, PDP, ADC, any party, Obi is a beautiful bride, so you expect everybody's on him now. Every party wants him to be there. We understand that. Obi doesn't need much of marketing. A good market it sells itself already. So every party wants him, but it all depends on him. We know as our leader, as our principal, we know he's on top of his game. He knows what he's doing and he knows where and what to do.
So how is the Obedient Movement gearing up for 2027?
We are prepared. We are much prepared than 2023. That's for sure. You can see from the last outing we had, that was on the 19th, while celebrating His Excellency Peter Obi birthday. It was deliberate. In fact, we made it to local government, not just at the city centers like we are used to. But this time we move it to local government. Every local government has to celebrate their own in their own way, creating awareness. Right now, we're at the ward level, trying to move, have our chapters, have our ward schools, and they are meeting. So we are stronger now, we are more informed, and we are more ready. We are more ready, just waiting for our principal to make his own bold decision. And
I hear you saying that the obedience are ready, but it's hard to believe when there's no party, and especially when you say you're more ready than the last time. The last time the issue was the structures, because of course everyone on Twitter was like, oh yeah, obedience this, but those votes did not translate from Twitter onto the ground. So now that there's less of a structure and you have the beautiful bride, Peter Obi. People are a little bit shaky, but that's actually not the question I want to ask. I want to talk about Monday Okpebholo's statements about Peter Obi coming into the state, that he should check in. Do you believe that it is a legitimate security measure for Peter Obi to watch his back when he enters the state, especially after the remarks that were made? Is that how it was taken? Or was it, and what was the response? Has there been any communication with anyone from that team, seeing as how it could be taken as something inflationary, or it could just be brushed off? More inflationary, though.
Well, concerning the statement by the governor of Edo, we have responded. The Obedient Movement, we are both on Vanguard, on pages of newspaper, the state obedience structure. We have responded by making clear. First of all, the first statement was that there was a stampede, which was a capital lie. And thank you, the journalists, and we have investigative journalism everywhere. There have never been a casualty anywhere Obi visit. Obi it comes with peace. The people see, he has generated peace, he has generated discipline. And the people see it in him. You don't need he need a clearance to come into any state. By our constitution, he knows it's wrong. We have listened to several of them saying, well, it's not constitutional, it's moral. But are you saying that any business, let's say Obi is a private citizen as of today? Yes, it was a former governor, but are you saying any businessman or anybody who is coming to Edo should have a letter sent to the governor that I'm coming for business or I'm coming for anything? But what Obi give to Edo State to support education, and unfortunately it's a private St. Philomena owned by the missionary. I think he has been doing that. It's not just the first time. And saying by our constitution, I don't need coming to Lagos to inform this Lagos state government or anybody. I think it's illegal. He knows what Obi did was, what he's saying wasn't the right thing. And there was no stampede. There was no casual, there was nothing. It was a happy moment from St. Philomena everywhere he visited. We heard the chairman of APC saying that, well, the stampede happened when they were sharing the money. But unfortunately, we understand. You know, APC, they are used to sharing. They are used to sharing money. Obi did not come to share money. He gave a check. Except the chairman is saying the share check. Maybe APC share check. He's the chairman, so but we don't share check. I don't think he gave check to the school. And it was appreciated by the students across. He's supporting education. We can't really do without education as a nation.
True. Now, some analysts are already saying that this is a distraction, you know, the issue of getting permission before visiting a state. So I'm wondering, you know, how can Peter Obi and, of course, the obedient movement itself, you know, how can they stay focused and avoid potential conflict with other political parties and interests so that they can focus on the election in 2027?
Like I said at the beginning, we are more focused than ever. We are more focused now. You know, that day, that was the day he made that statement. Unfortunately, the day he made the statement was few days to the birthday of our principal. Then I reached out to the Edo coordinator and the Edo team, and they say, you know what, don't worry, we'll respond. And the day they responded, they said, we will respond with our number. Edo State, for me, I'm from Delta, but we know Edo State is almost the capital of obedience. The number is always there. They come out, and they come out strong. They prove to him that even when you feel you can gag us to a corner, you don't want us to come out and show that this is our person. They did. They came out, they pulled out the number, and he understands that you can't just take these people away. They are there. We're on their face. We are coming out. We are not on their face for anything. We are on their face for good governance. Obedience is not enemy to anybody. We saw a man of integrity, a man of character, and we are there all the way with him. Even if it's raining, it's sun, we are there with Obi. Because we know with Obi, we have a good nation.
Some obedients are wondering how you intend to leverage, how the party or the group, I don't know, tends to leverage technology and social media in the campaign for 2027. As we talked about before, there is intense attacks. The attacks on Peter Obi have ramped up, both verbally and I guess almost physically. They're ramping up. And it seems that as we get closer to 2027, he doesn't pick a side, it might be the case. We also know what happened during the general elections with the sentiment towards people of southeastern extraction. What are your plans to combat misinformation and disinformation? Also, knowing that the party or the group does not give shishi, so to speak, you know, bribe, keep paying people to keep quiet and such, that you don't dabble in those dirty sides of politics. How do you plan to wade through the mess that is eventually about to come your way?
No, we know such mess. Those things will come. Like I said at the beginning, I said, Obi is a beautiful bride. You expect anything, he knows. And one of the things he said when we started this, so he said, well, I knew what I'm coming for. I know what to come for me. I know the attacks that will come, but it's staying steady. People really don't understand. When we say, in fact, people say this kind of a calm man, quiet, but one stubborn-headed person I know is so confident and so focused on anything he's doing. I remember him as governor of Anambra State then as a governor. Nigerians, we do forget how Obi became the governor of Anambra State. Anambra was almost a state that was a war crime zone, crime scene, a state governor was kidnapped. We just forget. But Obi came, not with fight, not with verbal attack, not with response. He stabilized the state. He stabilized Anambra State to an extent that in the education, we know where they are. In the health, we know where. So he knows those attacks will come. But as obedient and him as our principal, we know everyone will throw shade at him, but he has been consistent. And one good thing, some of us are following him. Look at Nigerian politics. Since initially, after election, every year, every election cycle, the candidate will just go away. I can't mention him. Everybody will go away. But since 2023, Obi has been consistent. And not just consistent with insult, with all shades from people. No. He has been consistent with discipline. He has been consistent with same thing that is telling us yesterday and today. Yes, how to move our nation forward, how to remain focused, and he has been focused.
Okay, so are there any specific electoral reforms, that the Obedient Movement is advocating for? And then I'm also wondering what initiatives or what your plans are to capitalize on opportunities for growth and expansion, particularly in regions where the Obedient Movement is not so popular.
Okay. Let me, first of all, is the issue of how are we focusing on moving where obedience is not popular. What makes popularity? Let's take, for example, 2023. We came into that election, 6 months or less. Some states will barely have candidates, even in a Labour Party. We barely have candidates. Some were just placeholders. I tell people, Obi ran that 2023 election, it was just Obi alone. It was Obi, let's say almost Obi on the ticket, both at the local government. But as I speak now, people are ready, people are prepared to jump at any political party where Obi is running from. And those people, some are going to qualify candidates, not just placeholders, who are now going to contest at the local government, maybe House of Assembly, House of Rep, Senate, then governorship. And that line, those are his first line of marketers. Those are his first line of marketers. So if we take, for example, a place we don't have House of Assembly in 2023 election, this time, I'm from Delta. This time, if we have 25 local government like in Delta State, we have 25 House of Assembly candidates, qualified candidates, who are running for the... Obi don't need to be there for them to market. They are marketing themselves. They are also alongside marketing Obi. So that party or P2B becomes more popular in that area.
And of course, we have to ask about the strategies that the Obedient Movement will employ to promote inclusivity within these marginalized groups that we have in Nigeria. Women, of course, persons with disabilities, youth. Those are the 3 groups that are completely ignored time and time again, but are heavily marketed to during the election cycle. Any plans for their inclusivity?
Like as of today, if you come into obedient movement as South-South coordinator, we have women who are coordinators of local government. We have women who are coordinators at the ward level. If you ask of youth, I'm not far from it. You can see the line of, I think obedient movement is one of the first. I became the coordinator of Obi Campaign Council, as the Obi Dati Campaign Council 2023, as one of the youngest to have ever coordinated a state. So you see the inclusivity. Then women are always there. Even at the obedient movement it cut across both the women, both youths, both
people with disabilities.
People with disability. We have them as ESCO members because they are included. They also want good governance. They also want to live a good life in a nation like ours, Nigeria. So they are involved. They are with us. They have their own people. They come. If you watch the last outing we had, that is on the 19th. You can see them like in Delta. I'll take for example in Delta. They were among the people, even with disability. They were still supporting. They were still there. So they are part of the movement.
Okay, so we know some of the issues with the 2023 election. Of course, we had the technical glitches, and of course, we also know about the violence. Here in Lagos, some groups were not allowed to vote and all that. So I'm going to ask again, are there specific electoral reforms that the obedient movement is advocating for so that we can have better elections in 2027?
Yeah. Well, let me give example. By next month, we're having a South-South regional conference coming up. And our focus in there is we are reawakening obedient and also educating our obedient movement, educating them on electoral. Yeah, we are pushing for electoral reform, but you know, when you're in a government, in a nation, you understand the body language. Our National Assembly, from what I'm seeing, they might not be ready to. So you prepare maybe for the good and for the worst. Obedient movement has always been a non-violent organization. Our conference coming up, we are inviting even INEC, senior INECs to educate us. We know what went wrong. It wasn't like technical glitch or more, but now we are educating our members, educating the public more on electoral protection of your vote, voting, and also monitoring your own vote. You have the right, whether the technology is there or not there, but at the ward level, at the unit level, you should vote and also to monitor your vote. So we are doing that right now. By next month, we're having a conference. So a lot of all our members, some will be coming for more education on voting and the rest.
Well, we wish you all the best, coordinator of the South-South Obedient Movement, Onochie Osheokwu. Thank you so much for joining us and having this discussion.
Thank you, Ms. Thank you.